Hi Avish, how's it, my friend?
Hi, Sid. Good to see you again.
Yeah, man, it's good to see you, man. Also, good to see some live cricket in 2 days' time. So, how you feel about that?
Very excited. Very excited. Finally, we've got some breakthrough. Yeah, with some live action. So yeah, things are looking on the up now. In the cricketing sense.
Yeah, also, it's going to be a historic first in a way where there'll be no spectators to watch. But as they say, we can't be picky. We got to just be happy with what we get. And in future, I'm sure all the spectators will be allowed, and that'll be good for the game.
Okay, we hope that cricket obviously kind of gets back to its normality. Um, sooner rather than later. But I mean, I guess you've got to get used to what's going on in the world at the moment, and yeah, we just got to take it as it comes. At least we're getting some live action for a change, and this series obviously it's quite interesting in my book. I think both teams have obviously got a lot to prove. Yeah, you know, uh, I would think whoever comes out on top in this series would probably be going in the right direction, and whoever doesn't, obviously, has got some work. Uh, you know, work that they need to address.
Yes, and the team we are talking about for the people that are going to be watching this is England and the West Indies. And I know you had WhatsApp me their squads, which was kind of you because now I feel I can do justice to this discussion. So now, if we look at these two teams, England and West Indies, which team do you want to start off first? Because you want to start off with England, and let's look at the first member, the captain, Joe Root.
Look, Joe's missing the first test because obviously he's on paternity leave. I think he's
Yeah,
obviously expecting his wife's expecting his second child, so
yeah,
he's out, which I think is a bit of a blow for England because he's the guy in the middle order. He's like a callous sort of player that holds everything together.
mm,
Look at this England batting lineup. They look quite okay. They use some talent there, but quite inexperienced at test level as well, at international level. So I feel the Windies do have an opening there. If they obviously take early wickets. If you look at those two openers, we've seen them on tour here in South Africa as well.
yeah,
Uh, Zach Crawley, and you had Don Sibley. I think was the
uh,
tuners in the past three tests. But then you've also got
what
Robbie
about
Burns
Denley?
there
Joe
in the setup
Denley.
as well. Yeah. Well, Joe Denley obviously would come into the middle order,
Oh yeah, of course,
uh,
yeah.
probably at number.
Three
I'd probably
maybe.
no, no. I probably think he'd coming in at three now. Yeah,
Or
he'd
four.
probably come in at three, and then there's going to be some shuffling now
Yeah,
with Rude not being around.
yeah,
Probably somebody's got to come up the order. I would think a guy like Stokes probably
yes,
bat at number five
yes.
in this test match. Yeah, I mean a general all rounder, and obviously he's taking over the captaincy, so he's come a long way since
Do you think that Ollie Pope will be at number
his
three?
antics a few years ago. So Stokes has obviously come a long way, and I mean, who can forget his heroics in the World Cup and in the
Yes.
Ashes? So he's a player that's obviously senior in this England team at the moment. But if you look at this England team, I think the strength obviously lies in their bowling. Their bowling is quite experienced.
Yes.
You've
With
got really real
yeah,
experienced campaigners there in
Anderson,
Anderson and
Broad,
Broad.
Stoke,
Then
I
you've
mean,
got
Wilkes.
the Fury
Wilkes.
and Fury and fast Mark Wood as well. Mark Wood
Yes.
can obviously he can rack it up.
Yes.
145, 150. So he can really he's got that extra pace. And then you've got Archer as well. So they've got a good pace attack. I would
Yes.
feel that if there's one weakness with the England team at the moment, it's probably their batting. The batting looks a
Yes.
bit short of experience. There are a few experienced players there, but just not enough. I mean, if you look back at 3 seasons back, you had a guy like Cook up the order, well, he's not there at the moment. So somebody is obviously there's a lot of places up for grabs in that England batting lineup. The experienced players are the likes of Stokes, and you've got Butler there.
Yes.
Bairstow's been around for a while. Denley, well, although Denley is quite experienced at first class level, not that experienced at international, but obviously he's found his feet. He's obviously just expecting a big one from him, when it does come. But I think the strength obviously lies with their bowling attack, and even in South Africa, we did see that their bowling obviously, was top draw, especially at the back end of the tour. They really obviously came together as a bowling attack.
But I don't see from the squad here that Bairstow is in it. You know what I mean? There's a spinner. Yeah, Bairstow's not in the squad, but I know that Dom Best is the spinner. He gave us a hard time when he was in South Africa, so he's in the squad. And yes, and it depends on what pitch they will prepare, because if they prepare a fair pitch, he could be useful. And then I think, before I don't forget, Robbie Burns could also open the batting if he does play in the Test match. But then it depends on also how friendly the pitch will be to him, because I think Robbie Burns, not to be critical, seems to be a bit weak when it comes to those seaming pitches.
Yeah, it's actually quite a surprise that Bairstow's on the team. I would think now, with the team not being that experienced in the batting lineup, they probably would have just played him. But I think he's done well at ODI level, probably been hit and miss at Test level for the past couple of seasons. So maybe I think that was obviously the thinking. But he can always come back into the team as well. If there's if change is needed. So I wouldn't rule out Bairstow completely from this Test series, because I think he has a role to play.
I want to confirm. So Zach Crawley is an opening type of batsman, because I don't recall him so well.
Yeah, Zach Crawley is obviously opening pair with Don Sibley, and obviously he's done well at county level as well, so he's been given a chance. Robbie Burns obviously made his debut last year in the Ashes, so
and he's
got a bit of experience, and he's obviously has got that. He's got the right mentality. He's got the right temperament to be an opener. So, yeah, they are places up for grabs. But I feel with the West Indies now, if they were to obviously find some weakness that they could exploit, I'd probably be in the batting lineup of England at the moment, because, with all international teams at the moment, they would be going in a bit rusty,
Yes.
A bit rusty. So, there is something that you can exploit there from a West Indies point of view.
But in a nutshell, let's just do a provisional team that England could play, just to do this quickly. So we'll say, if we concur, so we say Zach Crawley and Dom Sidley. Third could be Ollie Pope, if you agree with that so far. And then number 4,
I would say probably Denley would come in at 3.
So who you openers again? So you say Zach Crawley and Sibley.
Yeah, Don Sibley, Zach Crawley could open.
Okay.
Then you've got then you've got number 3. You've got
Joe Denley.
Denley can come in. I would say Ollie Pope. He's done well, and he did very well in South Africa. So he's obviously going to be given a chance here in home conditions. So I'd expect him to coming at 4.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd expect him coming at 4, and then probably a shuffling there with.
I would put Butler probably.
Stokes coming in at 5.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, Stokes is 5, and then Butler at 4.
Stokes coming in at 5.
And Butler
I would say
4?
Yeah, well, number 6 will be a bit of an issue now, with obviously Root not being in the team, because if Root had been in the team, then the top 7 obviously picks itself, So
you're right. Yeah, I might have.
a bit of a
Okay.
tricky one.
No, hold on a second. Yeah, let's just recall this quickly so we don't take too long on the English team. So we're gonna go. Okay. Crowley, Sibley, and number 3 you said is Denley, and number 4 you
Denley.
said was 4 is Butler, 5 is Stokes, number 6.
I would say Pope. I would say Ollie Pope would come in at 4.
Yeah.
Then Stokes coming at 5.
Oh.
Number 6 is a bit of a number
But then what
6 is a
Butler?
bit of an issue because I think
Oh. So
I
Ollie
would
Pope is
think
at number
you can
4.
keep.
Why can't we put the Butler at number 5? Because Stokes also bowls. So let's give Stokes that breathing space at number 6. So Butler can be 5, Stokes can be 6. You get where I'm coming from. And then 6 can be Stokes, and then
I get where you are. I would say.
And 7 can be Wokes. I got it now. 7 is Wokes. 8 can be Anderson. 9 is Dom Bess, and 10 is Wood. How's that?
Look, that's looking like a very, very long tail to me. With Wokes, I mean, Wokes is obviously a very competent all-rounder. He can hold the bat, but I think him coming at 7 is a bit too high. I would still keep him at number 8.
Okay.
My personal opinion was I think Besto should be in this team because I think with Besto in it,
squad. Otherwise,
he can come in at
easy.
Yeah. I would think Besto can come in at number 6, and then you'd get Root at number 7, and then obviously the bowlers coming after that. You've got Wokes. Well, it depends. It depends what team England goes in with because they could obviously pick the spinner.
So I put Don Bess.
Or they'd want to go with Archer. They'd probably go with Archer. I would think they'd probably go with Archer in this game.
I forgot about him in my team. I'm so stupid. Okay, it's fine. So basically, just run me your full team quickly, and then I'll just concur with it, so that we can get to the West Indies now.
Okay, basically my team. If I had to pick a team now, I'd pick Don Sibley.
Yes.
I'd obviously pick Robbie Burns up the order. I'd pick Robbie Burns.
Okay.
I'd pick Denley at number 3.
Okay.
Ollie Pope.
Okay.
Then I'd put Stokes at number 5. Besto 6.
Okay.
Then I've got Butler at 7.
Okay.
Then I've got Wokes.
Okay.
At number 8. Number 9, I'd probably put Archer.
Yes.
I'd go with Archer and Broad and Anderson. That would be my team for the first test. Yeah, I'd go with a full pace attack, Yeah.
Okay.
I would.
Okay.
But I don't know. I think Don Bess, obviously he's done well, but I think if the conditions at the Rose Bowl, obviously, it's English conditions and things coming back, I think England would probably want to go in with a full pace attack against the Windies. So I that would probably be my team. But obviously, Besto is not in the starting lineup now, which makes things a little bit difficult. But we'll just have to wait and see who fits in that number 6 spot, because I think that number 6 is obviously where the balance is missing. But we pretty much got the team where we actually wanted, with that 4 paceman from Wokes right down to Anderson at number 11. So that would probably be the right team.
But then if the pitch is a balanced pitch, would you take out Wokes for Dom Bess?
Look, it's a tough call. I think Wokes obviously offers something with a bat. But obviously, I think Stokes would assess the conditions, and if there is some turn on the wicket, you probably put in Don Bess. But I would just think, in English conditions, being the first test summer, I would think England would go in with a four-pronged pace attack. It's just that number 6 position now, which is obviously up for grabs.
Okay. Now let's look at the West Indies. Okay, the first player in the squad here is Jason Holder, the captain.
Okay, I was so impressed with the Windies the last time they played England in the Caribbean, and I was so impressed with that pace attack of Roach, Gabriel, Joseph, and Thomas. They really decimated the England batting lineup. It was absolutely wonderful fast bowling. Short bowling, quick bowling. And they really unsettled England's top order and middle order. It's been a while that I saw West Indies play that well, especially in Test matches. So that was a big plus for them. Away from home, it's still going to be a challenge for them, especially in England. I think if you look at their record, the past 20 years, I think they've probably won like, if my memory serves correctly, I would say they've won once on tour in England in a Test match in the past 20 years. So yeah, you can obviously see the the superiority here. But look, there's with this being a new challenge for cricketers, playing without spectators, I think this gives the Windies a bit of level in the playing field. And with Root obviously not being in the starting lineup as well, so he offers that solidity in the middle order. So I think the Windies have an opening there, because you're probably bowling to a very inexperienced top order of England at the moment. With barring Delhi, who's been there for a while, but I mean the rest of the guys, they still they still got a lot to prove at international level. Although I've seen some good performances from the likes of Burns and Sabi, they still have a lot to prove. And I think if the Windies can obviously get a 4-pronged pace attack, I don't see any need for them to play a spinner. I think they'd probably go in with 4 fast bowlers. That's the best bet of actually winning a Test match, or actually doing well in this first Test as well. They probably got to go into the 4 pace attack, because I think fast bowling is their strength.
But tell me something. What you got to say about Jermaine Blackwood and Nkrumah Bonner? Between these two players, I'm trying to recollect their skill level here.
Look, Jermaine Blackwood, obviously middle order batsman.
Okay.
I think he's got a job to do. Yeah. I mean, the other guy, I don't actually know much about him. So they are a bit unknown. There are a few unknowns in this West Indian team, which obviously makes it a bit exciting. And there's some unpredictability about them. So I think England have got their work cut out, on how to approach those players. But I think England would also be looking for some revenge here after the last Test series, which obviously when the Windies side and Holder played a big role. So Holder's actually got a good record against England, and he's got his highest Test score of 202 against them. I think he scored that in Barbados in the last series in 2019. So I mean, this guy's got capabilities as a batsman, no doubt about it. I felt that at certain times he was batting too low down the order. I think he can actually bat at number 5 or 6 in this lineup.
Yeah. But then if you look at this player, Brathwaite, he's also quite exciting. If you remember what he did in that World Cup, T20 World Cup final in India against England, he batted excellently well.
Carlos Brathwaite, is he in the team? Or is it Craig?
Oh, sorry. I apologize. I got that wrong. Craig Brathwaite. So what you got to say about Craig?
Look.
It would be nice if Carlos Brathwaite was there.
If this was a T20 game, I'd obviously put Carlos in the team. But having said that, Test matches now, Craig Brathwaite, I've seen a bit of him on tours to Australia and England. Okay, he's done well in patches, but I think he's still got a lot to prove as well. As an international player. So the best is yet to come of him. Say again.
Shamar Brooks. I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name. Shamar Brooks. S-H-A.
Not too familiar with Jamar Brooks.
Okay.
Not too familiar with Jamar Brooks, but Craig Brathwaite, obviously exciting player. And then you've got Shai Hope as well, a technical batsman, very good technique, very solid. I wouldn't think he's going to be giving his wicket away, especially in those conditions. I think he's the guy that can obviously come in at number 3 and just solidify things, because it is going to be really tough with Broad and Anderson at you, in tandem. So I feel Shai Hope is a guy that can leave the ball and just play the ball in merit. So he'll be the perfect foil for the guy on the other end, you know.
Hey, I don't know if you remember much about Roston Chase is the spinner, isn't it?
Yeah, Roston Chase is the off spinner, so
Along with
he's the all rounder.
Verkeem
So
Cornwall, they're both spinners. They got two spinners here in this squad.
yeah, the other guy, I've seen him in a few matches against India. I'm not sure on the fitness level at the moment, but Roston Chase probably, if they had to pick him, they'd probably see if there is some turn in the wicket. But I think he can be picked as a batsman as well, you know. So he's obviously got that. He's obviously got that in his armory as well, that he can. He's capable with the bat. So there's a lot of bits and pieces players in this West Indian team.
There's also the wicketkeeper batsman Shane Dowrich. Then you've got from the rest of the squad that I've seen. They're mainly the bowlers like Shannon Gabriel and this Alzari Joseph and Kimar Roach, Raymond. So tell me what you know about these players of Raymond Reefer and and Shamar Holder.
Not much, to be honest with you. But when you were talking about Kimar Roach, I think Kimar Roach, there's going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot on Roach's shoulder to obviously carry this attack in England, because he did wonders in the last series, and Gabriel as well, because Gabriel can bowl a heavy ball. So I think if the Windies can pick 4 quicks, they've got a chance here. Gabriel, Alfonso Thomas, Kima Roach, and Alzari Joseph. So if they can pick four pacemen, I think they've got a chance. And then you've got Holder as well. So you've got like 5 pacemen there that can do a job for you, you know. And if you're going to pick Ronson Chase, so you've got some Osborne as well. So there's a bit of a variety there as well, you know, that they can work with.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to check something here. I'm thinking now, how would you pick your team here for the first test match here for the Windies here?
I'd probably leave that one to you, because I think you've probably got an idea there. But I was obviously put Brathwaite up the order, you know, and then we obviously have to decide who's going to be his opening partner now, because I know Shai Hope would obviously come in at number 3. And, you know, the middle order has always been an issue for the West Indies. So that's where the balance has been, you know, lacking at times. I most certainly think that Holder can obviously bat up the order here at number 5, because he's that good, you know. And I think his last series against England will give him a lot of confidence that he can obviously do it again against this opposition, you know.
Okay. Just trying to. All right, fine. Let me try and have a go at this. Since you did such a good job at the English squad, I'm going to try and think now. Shai Hope, I'm thinking he could be number 3 or number 1. So I'm going to put him at number 3 provisionally. The opening batsman now in my list would be John Campbell, if that's okay with you. And then
I would say so.
And then I would put Shamar Brooks. So I got a Shai Hope at number 3. And then number 4, I'm gonna put Shemaine Blackwood. And then number 5, I'm gonna put Craig Brathwaite. And then number 6, I'm gonna put the wicket keeper batsman Shane Dowrich. And then number 7, I'm going to put Roston Chase. Okay. Then number 8, you can put Alzari Joseph, then Kimar Roach, and then Gabriel. How's that?
So you've got Holder batting at number. You've got Holder batting at what number?
Oh gosh, don't tell me I forgot Holder now.
You forgot Holder. You forgot Holder.
Sorry, I mean like, okay. Tell me something. Just do me a favor. Just put your fingers up so that I know what I'm doing. Okay. This is
Let's go. Let's go.
okay. John Campbell, I said. Jermaine Blackwood. Okay. Number 3, I said Shea Hope. Number 4, let's just put the captain so I don't forget him. Then we got Craig Brathwaite. And then number 5, we can put the wicketkeeper batsman, Shane Dowrich. Then
Number 6, you mean?
Oh, how many have I said so far?
You're number 6.
Okay, that's
We are
fine.
number 6.
That's good.
Yeah.
Then number 7, we can have number 7. Now I'll just put okay, Azari Joseph, Kemar Roach, Gabriel, and I mean I got one more left, isn't it?
Correct.
Okay, I'll
Thomas.
say now Thomas is not in this squad, which is kind of sad.
That's
Then I'll
tough.
just probably put Rotten Chase if I haven't mentioned him. Yeah, that's it. That's my squad.
In no particular order. Yeah, but I definitely put a guy like Holder above the wicketkeeper Dowrich. So I'd put Holder at number 6, and I'll keep Dowrich at number 7, and then obviously your bowlers would come in after that.
Yeah.
Roach at number 8, and you know.
I guess it depends on
vice
the
versa.
situation also. Because if the situation is like how it was against England in the West Indies, Holder can come in and just do the finishing, can do the destruction like Andrew Gilchrist kind of role.
Look, I would think Brathwaite should start. He should open in this Test match because I think that's his position. As an opener, it's going to be difficult. I'd probably you can put Blackwood to open with him. And then Shai Hope at number 3. He's solid. He picks himself in this team, Shai Hope, and then you've got the other players that you can bring in like Brooks and Ronston Chase and Holder, and then you've got Dowrich. So there is a bit of bad. I mean, they've got some tinkering there. Only God knows what team they're going to be picking, but they've got a few options that they can work with. It's all about getting the balance right. So I would personally put a Holder above the wicketkeeper batsman because he's done so well against England in the past, and he'll be relishing this. And this is a time for him to shine once more.
And talking about the pitch they could prepare, you think it's going to be the typical English pitch that will just swing around, and then also the bounce won't be as much. So in that case, I think it's going to suit England because the bounce won't be as heavy. So I think West Indies will be more at that stage. That's why I feel England are going to be favourites because in the West Indies, though they played with the Duke ball, those pitches were really spicy. Don't get me wrong, English pitches have spice, but they're not so bouncy. So I think England will win this series. If it's a 3-set series, I think they play 3 sets, isn't
it? It's a tough call. I expect it to be a typical English wicket. There's going to be some dew around. I mean, there's going to be there's going to be some cloud cover around, and the ball is going to zip around. So if the Windies do bat first, they've got to target a score like 300, 320, which I think will be quite competitive. I think it on other wickets you'd probably it'd probably feel like a 400 because England is so difficult, especially in the morning and especially the first session of a Test match. You've got to be very cautious and you've got to see out the new ball. So I think a guy like Brathwaite, he obviously leaves the ball very well, and he can obviously do that job. And obviously after lunch and as you go towards the tea session, it gets a little easier. So that first session, if the Windies are batting first, very, very crucial. They've got to keep wickets in hand because I think if they lose 3 or 4 early ones, it's going to be a long way back for them in this Test match, a really long way back. But at the moment, looking at both squads, the Windies squad is looking quite, short of experience. The English squad are a bit inexperienced as well, but because they're on home conditions, I'd give them the edge in this one. And the bowling attack is much more experienced as well, So, England are big favourites for this first Test, but the Windies can spring a surprise, but it all depends on Holder. what can you get out? What can Holder get out of this game? You know,
Yeah.
he's got to have a huge game with bat and ball. You know, and he's got to marshal his troops. Um, he's got to lead from the front here. You know, it's difficult. You know, being such a young captain as well of the West Indian team.
Yeah.
But you know, he's taken it in great stride. You know, so let's see what he can do. You know, so it's quite exciting for
Yeah, because now that I look
captaining
on my
such a young
phone,
team.
now that I look at my
So
phone, I
you know,
realize yeah.
there's 3 tests.
Yes.
Yeah,
So not to be bullish or to write West Indies off, but if England can get the first test match pretty easily, then I expect this to be a 3-0 win. But then the weather could play a part also. So I think West Indies could be lucky in the sense that if they lose the first test pretty bad and there's bad weather around, one of them could be a draw. So it could be a 2-0 win. Or if West Indies play really out of their skin, they might
I guess with
match one win and
yeah,
maybe 2-1 to England. So be competitive in that.
I guess with England as well. You know, there's always going to be some rain around. So uh, you're probably going to get one session that's going to be washed out. You know, especially in the summer when
Yeah.
it rains a lot in England. So there is a possibility of some rain around. So you know, England are obviously hot favorites for this,
Yeah.
not just this test match, but for the series. But
Yeah.
you know, if the West Indies can obviously pull a surprise here, they'd be a very difficult side to uh, to plan against, you know, because of the unpredictability. But yeah, and they've got their work cut out at the moment, you know. So I expect England to to win this first test, given the conditions. But if Holder, as I say, if Holder has a big game,
Yeah.
anything is possible. Anything is possible.
Yeah. I mean, it would be nice though for the game if West Indies can win this series. Imagine if West Indies win the first test and the last 2 tests become draws, either because of bad weather or they somehow have pitches that are really un-English. But I don't think any of those 2 examples could happen. I think West Indies probably have a better chance of maybe winning it 2-1 or 1-0, depending on any situation. But we'll take it one step at a time. And then what are they gonna say? On a final note, not to get off topic, but I feel that because of COVID, I feel that teams are gonna probably try and come up with more bowler-friendly pitches because, as you know, saliva won't be allowed temporarily. So I guess it's gonna be good for the game because of COVID. We'll have more sporting pitches around the world. Normally, sporting pitches are only in England and New Zealand, and we've also embraced it, but we've kind of gone over the top with our pitches. But that's another
Yeah,
issue.
probably we have. Yeah,
So
I think. Yeah, I think we're gonna we probably gonna get a result wicket in this game. Yeah. Um. If the weather plays its part, you know, you're gonna get a result. I'm not sure if it's gonna be 5 days, but
of
there's
course,
not a
yeah.
lot of test matches that go to five days anymore. If it goes to 5 days, then it's going to be one hell of a test match, you know, on our hands. So yeah, I expect the West Indies to be competitive in this test match, but you know, I'm looking at England at the moment, and you know, all the aces are with them. So yeah, I expect England to be victors in this first test, but you know, the Windies can spring a surprise. You know, if, as I say, if Holder has a big game and the likes of Brathwaite and Roach, you know, get into this England batting lineup, you know, it could be a difficult one for England to, you know, handle.
All in all, it should be an interesting test match. I will follow it as much as I can. I generally just watch the highlights because my attention span is pretty bad. So obviously after this test match, we will chat again and then we will give our viewpoints on it. But then for anyone that will be watching this clip, do leave your teams that you all would have so we can also look at it from the duration of this whole series. So on that note, any final words, Avish?
Yeah, really looking forward to this test match. you know, it's very exciting to have some international cricket after months. So yeah, looking forward to a very good test match at the Rose Bowl in Southampton. And yeah, we will obviously have another discussion once this test match is over, you know, to digress as to what happened. But yeah, really looking forward to this test match.
All right. Thanks so much for your time, my friend.
Take care, Sid. Chat to you soon. Cheers.